Give You the Sun, Chapter 5, Section 3. The end of the world begins with rain. September washes away, then October. By November, even Dad can't stay on top of it, which means it's pretty much raining inside as well as outside the house. There are pans and pots and buckets everywhere. Who knew we needed a new roof? Dad mumbles to himself again and again, like a mantra. Portrait. Dad balancing the house on his head. This, after a lifetime of replacing batteries before flashlights conk out, light bulbs before they go dark. Can't be too prepared, son. However, after much observation, I've concluded that it's not raining on Mom. I find her on the deck smoking. She's not a smoker. As if under an invisible umbrella, always with the phone to her ear, not saying anything, just swaying and smiling like someone's playing her music on the other end. I find her humming. She's not a hummer. And jingling. She's not a jingler. Through the house, down the street, up the bluff in her new circus clothes and bangles, her own private sunbeam enclosing her while the rest of us grip the walls and furniture so we don't wash away. I find her at the computer where she's supposed to be writing a book, but instead is staring up at the ceiling like it's full of stars. I find her and find her and find her, but I can't find her. I have to say her name 3 times before she hears it. I have to bang on the wall with my fist when I walk into her office or kick a chair across the kitchen before she even notices someone's joined her in the room. It occurs to me with rising concern that a blow-in can also blow away. The only way I can snap her out of it is to talk about my CSA portfolio, but because she and I have already chosen the 5 drawings I'm painting in oils with Mr. Grady, there's not much to discuss until the great unveiling, and I'm not ready. I don't want her to see them until they're done. They're close. I've worked on them every single day at lunch and after school all fall long. There's no interview or anything. Getting in is based pretty much only on your artwork. But after seeing that sculptor's sketch, my eyes got swapped again. Sometimes now, I swear, I can see sound, the dark green howling wind, the crimson crush of rain, all these sound colors swirling around my room while I lie on my bed thinking about Brian. His name, when I say it aloud, Azul. In other words, I've grown over 3 inches since the summer. If anyone still messed with me, I could kick them off the planet. No problem. And my voice has dropped so low, most humans can't register it. I hardly use it, except occasionally with Heather. She and me were sorta getting along again now that she likes some other boy. A couple of times I even went running with her and her runner friends. It was okay. No one cares if you don't talk much when you're running. I've turned into a very quiet King Kong. Today, a very worried, very quiet King Kong. I'm trudging up the hill from school in torrential rain with one thing on my mind. What am I going to do when Brian comes back for Christmas break and he's with Jude? Self-portrait, drinking the dark out of my own cupped hands. When I get home, I see no one's here as usual. Jude's hardly ever home for very long these days. She's taken to surfing in the rain after school with the die-hard surf-tards. And when she is home, she's on the computer chatting with Brian, aka Spaceboy. I saw a couple more of their exchanges. In one, he talked about the movie, the one we were watching when he grabbed my hand under the armrest. I almost threw up on the spot. Sometimes at night, I sit on the other side of the wall wanting to pull off my ears so I don't hear the ding of yet another message from him over the hum of her stupid sewing machine. Portrait, sister in the guillotine. I drip through the house, a rain cloud, dutifully kicking over a bucket by Jude's bedroom so the dirty water soaks into her fluffy white carpet, and hopefully mildews it, then enter my room, where I'm surprised to find Dad sitting on my bed. I don't cringe or anything. For some reason, he doesn't bug me so much lately. It's like he drank a potion, or maybe I did. Or maybe it's because I'm taller. Or maybe it's because we're both all messed up. I don't think he can find Mom either. Storm catch you? He asks. I've never seen anything like this rain. Time for you to build that ark, eh? This is a popular joke at school, too. I don't mind. I love Bible Noah. He was nearly 950 years old when he died. He got to leave with the animals. He started the whole world over, blank canvas and endless tubes of paint. Freaking the coolest. Totally got me, I say, grabbing a towel off my desk chair. I start drying my head, waiting for the inevitable comment about the length of my hair. But it doesn't come. What comes is this. You're going to be bigger than me. You think? The idea is an instant mood lifter. I'm going to take up more space in a room than my father. Portrait, self-portrait. Boy hops from continent to continent with Dad on shoulders. He nods, raises both eyebrows. At the rate you're going lately, sure seems like it. He surveys the room as if taking inventory, museum print to print. They pretty much cover every inch of wall and ceiling. Then he looks back at me and slaps his hands on his thighs. So, I thought we could get some dinner? Have some father-son time. He must register the horror on my face. No, he makes finger quotes. Talks. Promise. Just some grub. I need some mano a mano. With me? I ask. Who else? He smiles, and there's absolutely no asshat anywhere in his face. You're my son. He gets up and walks to the door. I'm reeling from the way he said, you're my son. It makes me feel like his son. I'm going to wear a jacket, he says, meaning a suit jacket, I guess. Want to? If you want me to, I say, bewildered. Who knew the first date of my life would be with my father? Only I realize as I put on my one jacket I last wore it at Grandma Sweetwine's funeral, that the sleeves come closer to my elbows than my wrists. Holy Jesus, I really am King Kong. I walk to Mom and Dad's bedroom with the evidence of my gigantism still on my back. Ha! Dad says, grinning. He opens his closet and pulls out a dark blue blazer. This should do it. Just a little snug on me. He taps his non-existent belly. I take off my jacket and slip his on. It fits perfectly. I can't stop smiling. Told you, he says. Wouldn't even think of wrestling you now, tough guy. Tough guy? On my way out the door, I ask, where's Mom? Got me. Dad and I go to a restaurant on the water and sit by the window. The rain makes rivulets, distorting the view. My fingers twitch to draw it. We eat steaks. He orders a scotch, then another, and lets me have sips. We both get dessert. He doesn't talk about sports or bad movies or loading the dishwasher properly or weird jazz. He talks about me the whole time. He tells me that Mom showed him some of my sketch pads. He hoped that was all right, and he was blown away. He tells me he's so excited I'm applying to CSA and that they'd be idiots not to take me. He said he can't believe his one and only son is so talented and that he can't wait to see my final portfolio. He said he's so proud of me. I'm not lying about any of this. Your mother thinks you're both shoo-ins. I nod, wondering if I heard wrong. Last I knew, Jude wasn't applying. I must have heard wrong. What would she even submit? You're really lucky, he says. Your mom has so much passion for art. It's contagious, isn't it? He smiles, but I can see his inside face, and it isn't smiling at all. Ready to switch? I reluctantly lift my chocolate decadence to trade for his tiramisu. Nah, forget it, he says. Let's get two more. How often do we do this? Over our second dessert, I gear up to say that the parasites and bacteria and viruses he studies are as cool as the art Mom studies, but then decide it'll sound lame and phony, so I motor through the cake instead. I start to imagine people around us thinking to themselves, look at that father and son having dinner together, isn't that nice? It blows me up with pride. Dad and me, buddies now, chums, bros. Oh, I'm feeling supernaturally good for once. It's been so long. So good, I start blabbing like I haven't since Brian left. I tell Dad about these bacillus lizards I just found out about that can move so fast across the surface of the water they can go 65 feet without sinking. So Jesus isn't the only one after all. He tells me how the peregrine falcon hits speeds of 200 miles per hour in a dive. I raise my eyebrows in a wow to be polite, but hello, who doesn't know that? I tell him how giraffes eat up to 75 pounds of food a day, sleep for only 30 minutes a day, and are not only the tallest animal on Earth, but have the longest tail of any land mammal and tongues that are 20 inches long. He tells me about these tiny microscopic water bears they're thinking about sending into space because they can survive temperatures ranging from minus 328 Fahrenheit to 303 Fahrenheit, can cope with 1,000 times the radiation it would take to kill a human, and can be revived after being dried out for 10 years. For a moment, I want to kick the table over because I can't tell Brian about the water bears in space. But then I climb right out of it by making Dad guess what the most deadly animal is to humans, and totally stumping him after he goes for all the usual suspects, hippos, lions, crocs, etc. It's the malaria-carrying mosquito. We go back and forth exchanging facts about animals until the bill comes. It's the most fun we've ever had together.